Disclaimer. This video is created for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Love, peace, and light, family. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Higher Zone. Today on the menu, we got some mind-bending, mysterious TikToks they don't want you to see. With that being said, Zone family, if you're not tapped in with the family yet, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time I drop. You could be rocking out with me and the family. Family, this is the 101 episode. I'm thinking we're about to move to a different title. We did a whole season of 100 episodes, which is a great, beautiful thing for the family. I definitely appreciate y'all, family. And don't forget to hit that hype button or share button so more people that's like-minded like you, brilliant-minded like you, get to see these videos. With that being said, Zone family, I appreciate you and love you like cooked food. Let's get straight into these bangers.
Y'all, I cannot make this up. It's 5 o'clock. Okay, I thought my bus was coming. Y'all, I woke up real late. I woke up real early.
Welcome to High Zone.
My bus come at 6. It's 5 o'clock. I think I'm late. It's 5 o'clock,
Join the family,
y'all.
tap in, not out.
Hey! Excuse
Love,
me,
peace, and
somebody
light to
house
everybody
is on
tuned
fire.
in.
She's still
Let's
sleeping.
rise together.
It's like,
Tryna bet on my wrongs, except on my flaws. I've been fighting these storms, tryna answer the call. If
I gotta go get my dad.
Yeah, I rise through it all. Lot of pain in my songs, but my heart still stands tall.
oh, I gotta go get my dad.
Yeah, late nights I've been wrestling with shadows in my mind, trying to heal from the pieces of a love I left behind. Everybody want the light, but don't respect the climb. I've been grinding through my trauma just to make my spirit shine. Mama told me keep your heart out, never let it freeze, but the world will test your faith, put you down upon your knees. Still I'm reaching for the sky, though the pain ain't never cease. Turn my heartbreak into music, turn my chaos into peace. Trying to bet on my wrongs, except on my flaws. I've been fighting these storms, trying to answer the call. If I fall, I fall. Yeah, I rise through it all. Lot of pain in my songs, but my heart still stands. I've been looking in the mirror, trying to face what I denied. Adolescent people go, couldn't take them.
Know how iniquitous you gotta be moving, grooving, vibing, sliding for people to add a terrible onto your name and keep that joint on forever? Ivan was the definition of mental instability. He came to power in 1547. You may wonder, what is this portrait right here? Well, that's his son after he killed him. Now on purpose, why? Not strictly for vibes, but because earlier on, he was beating his son's wife to the point that she had a miscarriage. Now they couldn't have no kids, so the son came in, he's like, yo, what the fuck, Pops? That's my wife. Why you put your hands on her? Man, nigga, hit him over the head with his little fucking stick. Bleeding out. Died right there in his arms. Ivan started tweaking. Ivan lost all trust for anybody and everybody when he lost his first wife's Anastasia. And then they finally found out how she died. He's like, oh yeah, she was poisoned. He's like, oh, somebody from the inside? Oh yeah, y'all got to go. And up in the strike said, I'm leaving Moscow, bro. Fuck y'all. I don't care. They were like, wait, come back, please. Ivan, come back, man. Come on, stop playing with us. He's like, you know what? I'll come back. Only way I'll come back is if I have complete control and authority. Find out that'd be a very costly mistake, especially for a different Ivan. Because 1568 comes around, word around the street, it's about to go down. This Ivan was plotting on you, Mr. Terrible. And he was like, oh, is that right? All right, I'm going to show him I ain't new this, I'm true this. Let's have a meeting. Ivan, I heard you want the throne, big dog. Go ahead, sit up there, man. And then the Terrible, he liked to be an actor. He was creative, but also manifested feeling. It's like, man, I heard you want the throne. I want to let you know, I could let you sit up there, but I could also dethrone you. Stab that nigga right there. Mad times. He died on the throne. It's crazy because, like, everything gets turned into portrait. So was he telling his people, like, hey, man, remember this shit in your head so once this shit is done, you could draw it out. For 1570, everything was going smooth until it wasn't no more. He heard that a town that he was already ruling over, north of God, was plotting on his downfall. He said, oh yeah, we ride at dawn. March for air, you guessed it. Death, everybody. He bodied everybody. Talk about within 24 hours, 27,000 people gone straight to the upper room. He was like, yeah, if you guys think that you are ever going to overthrow me, I've thought about you guys thinking about overthrowing me, and that's never gonna happen. You're gonna die. So see you never. This is still mine, but I mean, I guess you're just gonna repopulate. You may be thinking, well, maybe if you're married to him, you're safe. No, not the case. 8 wives, 5 died, 3 in prison. Why she survived and because of paranoia. And come to find out, historians point to he was most likely dependent on mercury, which could also lead to insanity. Because he was going to be a Haitian founding father, but at the same time, like, I don't deal with psychosis and people not mentally right. Like, you can't be leading like that. Are you crazy? His reign finally came to an end. Not because he was killed, because he overstimulated himself. He was playing chess versus, who knows, I would hate to be his opponent because you probably got to, like, try hard, but not actually win, because if you win, he could end up fucking killing you. But nope, had a heart attack, died right then and there. I know that was like, thank fucking God this game over, man. Bye.
I never heard of bro before. To me, he sound like he a damn menace. He took his own self out with stress. That's crazy. But anyway, if you heard of him, comment down below.
We have another major outage, and I'm guessing this shit is a big coincidence. Okay, you see, this is the type of shit that happens in a movie, but when you say it in real life, they call you crazy. So most of the people in America that have Verizon service don't have Verizon service right now. And they're calling it major cell service disruption. Basically, it's a widespread of outages. But this outage at Verizon trickled down to a whole lot of other companies, like at&t, like T-Mobile. Mind you, most of these outages are on the East Coast. You do know what the East Coast is, right? You got New York, you got New Jersey, you got Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. You got a whole lot of places with people without cell phone service. Now they're saying that Verizon, being the biggest outage, is the one that started it. But like I said, then T-Mobile, then at&t. People don't even have Wi-Fi right now. A lot of people might not even be able to see this video. A lot of people might be looking at their phone right now and they got that big SOS at the top of that screen. Now just imagine if people have an emergency and they have to use that phone. Just imagine if there's an emergency and you ain't got no Wi-Fi. What is that telling you right now? Mind you, Verizon is downplaying it like it's just something simple. Nah, this ain't simple. You have millions of people that use these services. You have millions of people that could be in trouble and they can't get on their phone and use it. This is proof that we can't depend so much on these phones. Nope. Because at any given time, some shit like this could happen. Pay attention.
The power outage with Verizon was a cyber attack, which is basically a result of radiological conventional EMP warfare that was orchestrated by Iran, because Iran is strategic allies with Venezuela. So this is basically coinciding with the ideology of the mores and dogma that was created by Albert Pike, where you have the Islamic State going against the Western world. So this is basically nothing but a movie, an emulation of what's basically taking place with Leave the World Behind, to set the stage for World War III. I remember in 2020, the American government unalived Qasem Soleimani, who was Iran's top military war general. So this is basically in alignment to the movie Leave the World Behind, because they came out with those red papers that was flying in the sky that said "Death to America" in Arabic text. So this is basically the same thing that's taking place in real time. So the perception of art imitates reality, because they basically are saying that there's dark days for America, which is basically a form of an EMP attack. This is why people have to understand that Leave the World Behind is not a movie. It is a documentary for what is to come in the near future. I'm gonna say it again. Leave the World Behind is not a movie. It is a documentary for what is to come in the near future. So pay attention to everything around you.
That's the name of that movie. Leave the World Behind.
Perfect.
That Obama joint. That Obama, documentary. When he showed you all the Teslas crashing out, but it wasn't really Teslas. I think it's the Waymos or Waymos, whatever you call them. But anyway, this phone outage wasn't no simple tech outage. It definitely was an attack. A whole bunch of people, probably millions of people, was left out with no communication. I mean, it didn't affect me that much. I'm an 80s baby. I'm a landline baby, okay? We had land phones. You know the dials when you go... This generation don't even know about those phones, okay? I'm from that era. So this outage didn't bother me at all. I could survive without it.
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people. No power to the pig.
Bam! There's a lot going on in the world. They're having a whole bunch of concerts over there across the seas every other day. Now over here, we protesting. This lady just passed away, and now you got armed people on the streets. It's getting crazy out here. We can't be spreading any fear. This is awareness. You know we don't move with fear at the higher zone, but we have to be aware of what's going on. And my boy got that shotgun from Call of Duty. I wonder if he got some fire breath in there. Diabolical. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about that.
Everything that's going on in Venezuela versus the United States, it has nothing to do with oil. But what I'm about to say, a lot of you guys are going to disagree. Listen, I'm not Democratic, I'm not MAGA, I'm not Republican. I don't even support anything political. But I will say this. Anyone who tries going against Trump, anyone who tries going against the United States, you will lose. It's prophecy. In the name of Yahweh, in the name of Jesus Christ. I don't wish any country losing their people. I don't wish any country losing their president. But this is prophecy. Just read it. It's in your Bible. If you go to St. Louis, there's an ark, right? Some people think that's just a monument. But did you guys know all of this is not about oil? It's about the Stargate. Stay with me now. The Bible is not a religious book. The Bible is a code. It's a story. The war between Venezuela and the United States is spiritual and energetic. Venezuela is a dragon nation, a spiritual stronghold with deep access to hidden portals, natural energies, and ancestral powers. The rivers and mountains and ancient sites in Venezuela hold spiritual frequency, and that's what the enemy wants. And the United States is the current global controller, a system designed to manipulate and harvest nations through economics, war, and politics. This isn't about oil reserves in the pipeline. This is spiritual. So when you see the United States over Venezuela capturing the president of Venezuela, all that's a script. It's an act. None of it is real. It's not a fight over material resources. It's a fight over spiritual authority. The United States wants to control the land of Venezuela because it's powerful, not over material resources.
Like the bishop said, big chess moves are being made. We have to pay attention and be aware. But anyway, let me know what you thought about what he was saying.
Have you guys heard of Haitian powder? Now in Haiti, we call it poud. In Haiti, you have a lot more to worry about than just lougaous because people get really creative out there. There's a powder that people use. They would sprinkle it in front of your door. You probably wouldn't be able to see it, but you would sprinkle the poud in front of either somebody's business, home, wherever you want to catch that person, right? And the second they step on that powder, oh yeah, it's over. A lot of times people don't survive poud, and the way that it takes over them is so disturbing. There's basically no cure for it. Somebody submitted a spooky story about that, and let's get straight into it. We're gonna call the person who submitted the story Manushka. Manushka said when she was growing up in Haiti, she lost a cousin to voodoo. The cousin was only 16 years old. Her aunt was a voodoo pastor, and she built a home specifically to fight against them. And the painful part is that the cousin's own father was involved in voodoo, and so was her brother. Anyway, one night the cousin went out to a party. She came home late, and as she was walking into the house, she stepped on a white powder that had been laid out in front of their home. The very next day, cousin could not move her leg. It swelled up so badly, and she was in extreme pain. They rushed her to the hospital, but doctors told the aunt that there was nothing they can do for her. Desperate, the aunt contacted voodoo practitioners for answers. They told the aunt that there were only two options. Either they amputate the cousin's leg or she would die. And Manushka's cousin refused to have her leg cut off. And unfortunately, the cousin died soon after. Manushka said that even the cousin's law had warned everybody to prepare for her death, as they were told ahead of time that her death was coming. After the cousin passed, the aunt prepared the body in a specific way to find out who had placed the white powder in front of their house. And that's when they found out the truth. It was a cousin from their grandmother's side of the family. She killed Manushka's cousin out of jealousy because Manushka's grandmother's children were able to travel to the United States, however, they were not. After the cousin's death, the aunt told them, be ready for war, because they continued attacking their family with voodoo. A same cousin from the grandmother's side came to the funeral wearing red clothes. Yo, it does not stop there because that night, the jealous cousin tried to lift Manushka's cousin's spirit. So not only did she unalive her out of jealousy, but she also wanted her spirit after she passed. That's a certain level of hatred right there. But the aunt had already prepared the cousin's body so that they couldn't take her spirit. And in the end, it did not stop there because they also killed the grandmother along with 6 of the grandmother's children, all because of jealousy. So I say that to say, people are wicked. Right, y'all, I love you, my brother humans, from your favorite Haitian homegirl.
I got a wild story about this also. That coot poot is no joke. But I don't even think I should even tell this story. But I know this stuff is real. And it happened to somebody that I know, somebody very close to me, somebody that is very special to me. And it was over jealousy also. That same powder was sprinkled in front of their door. But as soon as they went to get out the door, a spirit pushed them back. Boom! Threw them, like, shoved them across the room so they won't go over that thing. And the person found out who did it. And it's a sad case on the person who did it. The person is not alive anymore. But it's truly a bad vibe, man. Like, people really out there really be hating. And they be really close to you. Like, close to you. And it's sad. But anyway, family, let me know what you thought about her story.
So Marvel says adamantium is a virtually indestructible man-made steel. He says its potential applications in tech, medicine, and defense are immeasurable. And it's even more indestructible than vibranium. Okay, so I just went to go see this movie, and you guys, the dots are connecting. They tell you the truth in media, right? So this movie is called Captain America, A Brave New World. Just the title alone, Brave New World, is throwing little gems. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I talk about all these different worlds, aka domes. We're right here inside the ice wall. Do you see all these other worlds? Well, there's a scene in this movie that talks about one of the worlds that I was telling you guys about, and that is the Celestial Lands. I was telling you guys how the Celestial Lands could not be penetrated by the Anunnaki. No matter what technology they used, no matter what nuclear power they used, they could not get in. And if they did make it in, they were instantly pulverized. The only thing that could make it inside the Celestial Lands was our inner energy. Obviously, the soul would be separated from the body. And that's why the Anunnaki try so hard to manipulate and control our energies so that they can gain access to the Celestial Lands. So during one of the scenes in the movie, the president is actually telling everybody about the Celestial Island. And look at it. It is a dome, you guys. So now he's about to tell you what was found inside that island. He says its potential applications in tech, medicine, and defense are immeasurable. And it's even more indestructible than vibranium, which is just letting you guys know you can't just penetrate that shit. And they call this discovery adamantium. So Marvel says adamantium is a virtually indestructible man-made steel. It's so strong that it can withstand multiple nuclear explosions or blows from the most powerful superhuman without damage. Now, the only difference is the Celestial Lands are not man-made. But they're basically telling you how they cannot penetrate this dome. And when you look at the word, it actually has Adam in it. The etymology of the word Adam is the first man, the progenitor of the human race, meaning that everything started here at the Celestial Lands. Our energy left here and possessed flesh bodies. So this is where it all started, and this is where it will end. Our energy will return to source. The tree of life was at the center of our dome. When we die, our souls are supposed to return to the tree of life and then out back to the Celestial Lands. But when the tree of life was destroyed and cut down, our souls could no longer escape the dome. That's why we experience reincarnation. We're trapped here. This was destroyed on purpose to keep us here to continue using our energy for manipulation. And then there's the end credit scene at the end of the Captain America movie. The beast creature guy from behind the bars tells Captain America, "You think this is the only world? Let's see what happens when you have to protect it from the others." He's saying, you think this right here is the only world, but who do we have to protect this from? Is he implying the Anunnaki or other beings from the other realms?
Zone family, as we all know by now, they put it all in your movies, your cartoons, and your favorite shows. You just gotta know how to discern some of these things when you are watching them. But anyway, drop it down below. Let me know what you thought about that.
They call themselves elite. Yeah. They call themselves elite, but I see through that. Higher zone of love, y'all like cook food. 33 code ain't elite. They got power, but they souls on E. Talking like guys, but they bleed like me. Whole world broke, that they legacy. 33 code, y'all crack that lie. Gold on their hands, but they spirit dry. They run the world, but they scared inside. I see through it all, y'all read the sign. They sit up high, but the block still hurt. Building empires off blood and dirt. Talking about peace, while the bomb still burn. Telling us license the day of birth. They wear suits, call it law and order, but they never cross no open border. Never felt hunger, never felt cold. Never had faith when the lights got low. They call it shit. Keep busting through. See this fear through the news. They don't want truth, they want lose control. Keep you distracted from your soul. They don't like when you wake up. They don't like when you see. Soon they stop needing they system, that's when you free. They don't like when you wake up. They don't like when you see. Soon they stop needing they system, that's when you free. 33 code ain't elite to me. They got power, but they souls on E. Talking like God, but they bleed like me. Whole world broke, that they legacy. 33 code, y'all crack that lie. Gold on their hand, but they spirit dry. They run the world, but they scared inside. I see through it all, y'all read the signs. They play chess with our life, that's foul. Call it business, we call it wow. Paper money still broke somehow, cause you can't buy peace with stolen crown. They don't build, they extract. Take the land, never give back. Smile on camera or cut a track. Send a war, they invest in that. They need chaos to stay in place. Be divided mind, divided race. Soon as people start your name, they panic, yeah, I see they face. They not kings, they managers of a system that's shattering. Soon as truth go viral, all they power starts scattering. They scared of love, they scared of light. That's why they keep us fighting every night. They scared of truth, they scared of we. That's why they never want us free. 33 code ain't leak, no. They just scared of what we might become.
There was a lot going on in that clip right there. One thing the Simpsons do best is predict stuff. What's going on with Bro Hand? What? Hollywood got a whole lot of illusions. Abracadabra. Let me know what y'all thought about that, Zone family.
Higher zone? Yo, it's wild. It's not just about good vibes. It's more than that.
Exactly. It's about the mystery, unexplained stuff. Ghosts, aliens, crazy videos that'll leave your mind bent.
Not every video's all happy. It's the dark and the light, so you can't judge, especially when you're not God.
I've been telling you guys that China lives in the future, but watch this. This is how advanced China is right now. This is a new convenience store here in China and no human interaction whatsoever. Everything is AI and that robot serves you. So you just choose whatever you want, like a Coca-Cola. Boom. Then I just scan it. Okay, order done.
Crazy. They're gonna be making sandwiches soon. Chopped cheese and all.
And I think that's that. So yeah, that is what a humanless convenience store looks like in Shanghai, China.
These robots gonna be making your chopped cheese, your egg sandwiches. They're gonna have a whole breakfast spot with AIs in it soon. That is crazy. It's already happening in some McDonald's, fast food places. Good thing I'm not into all that anymore. I was never into it. In fact, I probably could count on two hands how many burgers I had in my life. And the burgers I had was back in the days, okay? Not that new burger, if you know what I mean. Let's keep it moving.
A lot of these bloodlines are Satanist. In fact, the major ones are all Satanists. And by that I mean they are into human sacrifice, human blood drinking, and all that other stuff, sacrifice of children. And it's been going on way back. And people have no problem with the fact that it was going, oh yeah, those ancients used to do that, and the Aztecs and all that stuff. But they can't expand that perception of the possible that it's still going on. It is massively going on. The fact is it was openly going on then it became unacceptable to the population in general, and it's gone on secretly ever since.
Another element of the Rothschilds, they are known for their involvement in a religion called Luciferianism or Satanism. Baroness Philippine Rothschild often wore jewelry that depicts the symbol of Satanism, a horned goat. She even had jewels that simply showed the head of Satan. On this picture we can see Baron Jacob Rothschild posing in front of a famous painting called Satan Calls His Armies Forth from Hell. He poses alongside one of their favorite artists, Marina Abramovich. This lady organizes very strange parties for the elites. Here you see some images of these parties that are called spirit cooking.
Real dirty party.
They basically celebrate the practice of human sacrifice and cannibalism.
Even the owl is a symbol of ancient mystery Babylon. The owl was worshipped by the ancient Egyptians and by the Babylonians. And it's interesting to me that many of the members of the Bohemian Grove have in their homes, as I understand it, small figurines of owls. And I believe they actually worship those owls as a symbol of the deity, the great goddess of Babylon.
They believe themselves to be the sons and daughters of the fallen one, Lucifer. The elite are obsessed with the likes of Aleister Crowley and engage in the disgusting rituals he prescribed, which includes the consumption of bodily fluids and child sacrifice. The ruling so-called elite certainly view themselves as a race apart. But who are they? Typically, the elite come from certain ancient bloodlines. Researcher Fritz Springmeier identified 13 such bloodlines in his book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati. The elite are obsessed with genealogy, many tracing their bloodlines back thousands of years to ancient Sumer and Babylonia. These are the people at the top of the pyramid who fund both sides of wars, spark revolutions, make presidents their puppets, and they are weird. Not just eccentric or odd, but totally inhumanly strange and evil. A common distinguishing theme among elite circles is an inversion of everything. Good is bad, ugliness is beauty, and pain is pleasure. These are all forms of trauma-based mind control, which is almost always done to Illuminati children.
These people are warped by this generational torture that they do to their children.
These people only operate off of trauma. I'm telling y'all. Fear and trauma. Get rid of the fear, get rid of the trauma. We get rid of them. This all they do. All day, every day. From Diddy to the Rothschilds. Let's keep it moving.
You as an early child, you're raped at least once a week when you grow up in a satanic family. You're beaten, you're put into small cages. One of the best rituals that they use to split the mind so they can build altars and form a multiple personality person is when you're 3 years old, they'll put you in a custom built wrought iron cage and leave you in a room for several days.
Now, wait a minute. How common is this?
This is standard operating procedure.
Generational child abuse has been passed down in their families for hundreds of years. As always, they have the power to never even be questioned. In 2014, an heir to the Illuminati DuPont family confessed to raping his 3-year-old daughter, but was only sentenced to probation because the judge felt he, quote, would not fare well in prison. They are sometimes forced to participate in the abuse or sacrifice of animals to further break down their mind.
That is crazy. The judge didn't lock them up. That is wild. They put people under the jail that's out here. But once you are an elite, you get away with things. That's how it works in this world. Let's keep it moving.
While the elite do keep masterful works of art hidden away in their private collections, the art they truly fawn over is not really what most would even consider art. In total celebration of all that is grotesque and repulsive, the sick individuals who run our world pay outrageous sums to collect the most disturbing art they can find.
I was reading this morning on ABC News about the Sultan of Oman and other people, buying artwork, buckets of maggots. I told you they love buckets of maggots. Images of dead children and maggots, crystal skulls, formaldehyde, fish tanks with dead cows in them, dressed in gold, Jesus with maggots all over. See, that's who rules things. That's who runs it. All these elite homes, let's go to the room where it really shows who we are. And that to them, it's so beautiful. Images of demons eating babies. Images of maggots covering everything. Maggots, cans of human feces for millions of dollars apiece. That's their works of art. You see, this is just the front of it. The maggots, the dead kids, the golden calves covered in maggots and crap. This is what they're into.
Take, for example, Washington, D.C. power broker Tony Podesta, brother of John Podesta, former White House Chief of Staff. His home is filled with disturbing paintings of children being stripped down and tortured. He has a golden statue known as the Arch of Agony, modeled after the posed corpses of serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer's victims. If you don't see the artistic beauty in that, you are obviously an uncultured plebeian. Wow. When a cannibal painting was found hanging in John Podesta's Clinton campaign office, his only comment? It's better to be the guy with the fork than the guy on the table. Another so-called artist admired by Tony Podesta and the like is Patricia Piccinini. This woman creates realistic sculptures of absolutely grotesque, lifelike monsters and repulsive human hybrid creatures, often depicted clutching children in disturbing poses.
These people, the yachts, the hookers, the power, it all starts not having the luster anymore. So they pay top dollar at first for the snuff films of children. Big in Europe, big in Russia, just incredible evil. And so that's the thrill.
That is crazy. Jeffrey Dahmer should have got, but they let him rock because they was loving what he was doing, as you can see. They pick and choose. Pick and choose. Let's keep it moving.
They get a fiendish thrill out of watching others suffer. The most sought-after high among the elite comes from an extremely rare yellowish-brown drug obtained by sacrificing a terrified victim and using a hypodermic needle to extract a substance known as adrenochrome from the base of the neck, or in lesser effect by drinking the blood of the sacrificed person. Many Illuminati elite are addicted to the extreme high of human adrenaline, secreted at the height of terror.
I've talked to a lot of Satanists who've told me common themes about what goes on in these rituals. And one of the things that they do is when they're sacrificing somebody, the people with invisible light, the Satanists and the bloodlines, they'll drink the blood because when the terror reaches a certain point in the ritual, a certain adrenaline goes in the blood, which gives these people a high. I mean, sick is not the word.
Cannibalism is another particularly enjoyed practice among the elite, often done in a ritualistic nature. Most shockingly, in his book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, Fritz Springmeier claims that the flesh of the Illuminati Grand Dame Doris Duke, of the notorious Duke family, was consumed in a satanic Halloween ritual.
Now it makes sense why they love Jeffrey Dahmers. Jeffrey Dahmers was probably a chef for them at one point, chefing it up in the kitchen. You want some ribs? Ribs? Let's keep it moving.
What differentiates the elite bloodline from everyone else? Long ago in the ancient cultures to which they trace their heritage, the ancestors of today's hidden rulers pledged themselves and their future generations to the dark force that opposes humanity. Call it Satan, archons, or whatever, and that energy still lives on through their descendants to this day. As one begins to study the lives of the elite, a common denominator is always their allegiance to Luciferian doctrine. It is the key tenet of the Illuminati.
Here's the way they look at it. Here's their metaphor. Adam and Eve were held prisoner in the Garden of Eden by an unjust, cruel, and vindictive God. Lucifer, through his agent Satan, set man free from this garden by giving him the gift of intellect. Through the use of intellect, man will conquer the earth, will conquer nature, and will himself become God. It's taught in every Masonic temple in this land, every secret brotherhood, every secret society, every mystical temple, every occult organization teaches the Luciferian philosophy.
These rituals are increasingly being done in public on a scale not seen since the days of Stonehenge.
Teaching Satanism in schools sounds like the stuff of horror movies, but a US court ruling on religious freedoms has enabled devil worshippers in Florida to hand out educational material about their beliefs to kids at state schools.
The 10-page Satanic Children's Big Book of Activities features characters named Annabelle and Damien who demonstrate rituals to explain Satanism.
That is diabolical, family. These people infiltrated every kind of system there is. School, music, church, your movies, everything. They infiltrated and embedded negativity so they could poison your mind. That is crazy. They're trying to really dim your light out here. And some people don't even care. Some people don't even pay attention. Some people just lollygagging, like I always say, whistling around. Guessing those are the people without the inner monologue. But all this stuff have been around for a very long time. You heard what he said? Satan infiltrated the Garden of Eden to corrupt men, to give men, the minds that they have now. And they are okay with this stuff. They are okay with destruction. Satan taught men how to make fire, taught men how to make weapons. Destruction, pure destruction. And they are okay with all this stuff. They truly believe that they will conquer Earth, destroy nature, and become God after that. In fact, they think they're going to destroy the Most High. They got another thing coming.
Whatever you think a human did to another human being, it happened. Yes. Anything, I don't know, fucked them, ate them, whatever it is, it happened.
Somewhere in history it definitely happened. It probably happened somewhere this year.
Yes. And sometimes in these special camps and stuff, it happens. These people own these thousands of acres and nothing grows on them, and just just keep it there.
Weird ranches where people meet and do rituals.
Might want to hunt a motherfucker, let them go.
That's not outside the realm of possibility.
I know, that's why I'm throwing it at you.
I guarantee you there's been someone somewhere in the world who paid someone to hunt a person. I guarantee you that's happened.
No, this is what happened. They take these homeless people off the streets, put them in there, take them to one of these special hospitals. They take them from that hospital, may have them drugged up, take them on these large estates of property. Let's hunt. Run.
Christ.
Nigga, run. No, really, I really
believe
that.
I think, that book, The Most Dangerous Game, didn't that come out in like the 30s? It's an old book about that very thing. Rich people hunting poor people.
The only reason we hunt the fox. Why is the only reason we hunt fox?
I think there's the fur.
The fox is the only one that backtracks.
Oh, because it's sneaky.
He's the only one that backtracks. Like if he chases, he'll go forward and then he'll come backwards and go this way
to trick you.
Yeah, that's why that's the only really challenging. That's the only challenging chase. Everything else is too easy. It's too simple-minded. The fox is the only one that's challenging.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
That
so-
makes sense. I never thought about it that way.
And so now they say, well, the fox is the most reasonable animal. Let's try a human animal, see how reasonable he is.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed someone's done that.
That's
if you
what
think of all
they
the
want
harass-
to they want to challenge reasonability.
Yes.
Let's see how he thinks. How
Right.
does he think? How is he superior than us? Why are we superior? They're not going to do anything they think that's inferior than them.
Yeah.
They're gonna study what they're gonna attack or what they're gonna make their victim.
Don't sleep on Iron Mike, okay? Do not sleep on Iron Mike. These things ain't the only thing he know about. He has a brain. This man is very smart also. Just because he speak with a little he's definitely smart. Do not sleep on Mike. He was speaking some facts right there.
What about Prince?
Man, Prince had it coming. The devil came and collected, period.
Prince had it coming, the devil came and collected. What was he collecting?
His nigga, what he signed? What did they sign over?
Oh, so you're saying that Prince signed a
I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you facts.
The Rothschilds were also responsible for creating the state of Israel. Look up Baron Rothschild. I mean, the family created Israel in return as a favor for financing World War II. But the banking system, if you want to talk about Illuminati or you want to talk about a one world government or a banking system, all of that, it's all money. It's all numbers. At the end of the day, whether it's the banks, it's the control of the money. All of what we're talking about has to do with the banking system, has to do with the money. The other thing that they were saying about Venezuela is there was $1 trillion in silver sitting under the palace or whatever it was. I mean, JP Morgan, a few days before that, was saying that, or not JP Morgan, but a major banking firm was about to go under. So if you go into Venezuela, you take all of their money. Did you see all the news a couple days before about the silver reserves?
No, I
Go
missed
back and
that
look
one.
at the silver reserves and then do a Google on Venezuela.
What I've been hearing is the price of gold and silver is going up.
Never been higher. All-time high. But anytime that you're about to go into a war or you have high inflation, then it goes up. I mean, silver is up, what, 3-4 times? It's the highest it's ever been. It was like, when I was going to Louisiana, it was under $20, or it was about $20, something like that. And what is it today? It's almost 100 or something?
I'm not sure.
I'm curious. But, I mean, look at the price of precious metals. Look at all of that.
It's all about the money. Money is an energy. It's not a good energy. But as far as silver and gold, that thing shot all the way up. If you went to computers, have you looked at price of RAM? RAM would cost you like $30. Now RAM is at $300, $400. Diabolical and crazy.
This isn't just fashion. This is frequency. This is higher zone.
Okay, this goes without question that this company or organization or whatever it is one of the craziest in the world. Not because it's hidden, but because it's so normalized. Let's expose Coca-Cola. I mean, let's face it, Coca-Cola isn't just a drink. It's not even a brand. This is one of the most powerful marketing and distribution systems that have ever been created. That alone should make you pause. Let's start all the way in 1886 when Coca-Cola was originally created. Now, it wasn't actually originally a soft drink. It was actually a medicinal tonic. You heard me correctly. Coca-Cola was originally medicine. And also, it originally used coca leaf extracts, which meant it had small amounts of cocaine in the product. It was marketed for fatigue, mood, and energy. They didn't remove Coca-Cola because it was unethical. They removed it when the laws changed. So from day one, the product was designed to alter how you feel. And now it is the biggest drink on every aisle, in every store, in every market, in the entire world. I mean, you've probably seen the videos of Coke removing rust or corrosion, you know. It's not magic, it's literally acidic. See, Coca-Cola contains phosphoric acid and carbonic acid, giving it a very low pH. That acidity can literally loosen rust, and with repeated exposure, it can erode tooth enamel too. It's not poison, but it's also not hydration. Yet this drink is literally sold as refreshment. You know, what about the fact that Coca-Cola literally contains 9 to 10 teaspoons of sugar? You know, that is crazy. That's not energy. That is a spike in the body that makes it instantly crash. And the uncomfortable truth about all of that is that Coca-Cola has spent years funding research and campaigns that push the idea that obesity is mainly about lack of exercise and not sugar consumption. So instead of reducing the sugar, the message became just jog it off. That's not health education, that is narrative management. And what's absolutely crazy is that Coca-Cola has faced years of criticism and legal challenges over groundwater extraction, including in water-stressed regions, you know, places that are literally struggling to get water. They made it cheaper to get Coca-Cola than actual water, you know, more available than clean water. A sugar drink to get easier than the actual water that's going to hydrate you. That wasn't an accident. Let's not forget that Coca-Cola literally standardized Santa. They literally locked in the red suit, the warmth, the friendliness, and tied it all to childhood nostalgia and sugar, right? They didn't just sell a drink, they embedded themselves into culture and emotion, right? You don't crave the taste, you crave the feeling. And once again, like all the other expose videos, the pattern appears. Coca-Cola is publicly owned by some of the largest shareholders in the world that keep popping up again and again. Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. The same investment giants that sit at the top of food, pharma, tech, media, almost every industry that we are exposing right now is literally owned by these three companies. Not because it's a secret conspiracy, but because ownership is heavily concentrated right now in this world. You know, different brands, same money, same control. So, you know, Coca-Cola doesn't need you to think that it's healthy. It just needs you to normalize it, you know, normal it at dinner, normalize it for the kids, normal it every single day. Addiction wrapped in nostalgia, sugar wrapped in happiness, you know. So no, Coca-Cola didn't poison the world overnight. They did it slowly. One bottle, one smile, one childhood memory at a time. But relax, you know, because they put happiness on the label, so it must be good for you. But obviously, for the censor reasons, this was all just for entertainment, and I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
Family, let me know what y'all thought about that. Coca-Cola? Rust remover? Just know what it's doing to your insides. Let's keep it moving.
The sky is cracked and Jesus Christ comes again, and every eye will see him when he comes again. So here's our question for you this morning, brothers and sisters. The simple question is this right here: are you ready? Are you ready for his return?
Blood of Jesus.
Amen.
Give him the praise. And I walk in the blood.
Are you ready for his return?
Can you leap on your
Brothers and
legs?
sisters, are you ready today for the return of the Lord Jesus Christ? Because he's on his way back. That is what James was dealing with there. And I appreciate Jerome this morning. I said Jerome and Alicia this morning. And I appreciate David for reading that scripture.
You see what's going on yourself. Was Drewski playing around? Or he was being accurate? to what the pastors are really doing out there. They have another video that really breaks it down, but it has too much copywriting where I can't even use it. Let me know what y'all thought about that. But anyway, family, I appreciated you if you made it all the way to the end. You are goated. You are definitely goated. You are one of them ones. You are loved at the Higher Zone. I truly appreciate and love every last one of you. Don't forget to hit that share button. Don't forget to hit that hype button for more people that's like-minded like you. Get to see the channel. It's all about you guys. You guys are the Higher Zone heartbeat. And I definitely appreciate every last one of you. Before you get out of here, if you're not tapped in with the family, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every time I drop. You could definitely be rocking out with me and the family. Beautiful family. Come join us. Let's grow together. Let's learn together. But anyway, family, with that being said, stay hydrated, stay motivated, vibrate high, and love thy neighbor. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Zone.